In this brief lesson, we're going to look at some SQS use cases. SQS should be the glue between the layers of your application. We'll look at some example architectures, such as AWS order processing, machine-to-machine messaging, and using Mechanical Turk to validate user profile pics. Let's first look at an example order that's processed through Amazon. We have this service bus, and we have several different services communicating over an API with this bus. First off, we have the service of order being placed. That communicates with the bus and puts a message on the bus. The validate credit card then pulls a message off of the bus. Once the credit card's validated, we can then verify the inventory, again communicating through this bus. Then we can ship the product, send a thank you email, and update the customer record. All of this communication can be enabled through SQS queues, with messages being put on by the upstream service and taken off by the downstream service. If we look at machine-to-machine processing, here let's say that the user is represented in orange, with machine 1 being represented in red and machine 2 being represented in green. We also have this service bus, which consists of SQS queues. But let's say here that we start creating an image. This first machine, which takes care of storage, will store the image in S3. The second machine, which takes care of database interactions, will update the image in the database and create a thumbnail. The storage machine can then pull that message off and store the thumbnail back in S3. And after that's happened, the processing machine can then update the thumbnail in the database. Here we'll look at using SQS to help automate the process of interacting with Mechanical Turk. Mechanical Turk is a service that Amazon provides, which lets individual human workers peel off tasks from lists, perform them, and then report those tasks back in. Here we still have our service bus, and let's say this is a social media site, and the user uploads a profile picture. But we want to validate that if they said they're a woman, and if they said they're a man, they're a man. So we have a review image phase, which is being processed by Mechanical Turk. An actual human could pull an image off of a queue and review it and put it back on if it does in fact match the sex of the person who put it on. We then have a server updating the image in the database, creating a thumbnail, storing the thumbnail in S3, and then updating the database. SQS can help enable service-oriented architectures, and you can consider it as a very good glue between layers of your application. In this exercise, we reviewed Amazon order processing, machine-to-machine messaging, and using Mechanical Turk to validate user profile pics.